Hey everybody, so wow, look on the screen, the granddaughter. So the elderly couple in their home murdered, and it was really weird from the jump. Because when the story initially broke and they found him with that vehicle, it was strange. So it's like, okay, so wait a second. You've been to the home, okay? You've been to the home, and so let you tell it they were already dead. So at that point, seeing them deceased, you didn't pick up the phone and call 911, but you just grabbed the keys to the vehicle and you just went on. To me, that was crazy. Then they announced, they stated that they initially spoke with the mother and the granddaughter, and for some reason, I guess the wheels turning. It's common sense. Who's to gain? Life insurance or the house? They didn't mention life insurance, but they mentioned the home. Who would inherit it? The granddaughter, this lady here, they said she allegedly gave information, then it became conflicting information. That right there, when your information starts to conflict, why can't this be consistent? That gave the hint to me she was trying to cover up something. And I kind of figured it was a matter of time. He'll start talking and it's gonna bring her in. It's like, wait a second. First you said this to the police, now the story has changed up. Why is that?
Arrest another person taken into custody in connection to the death of an elderly couple who were brutally murdered inside their Fort Lauderdale home.
And think, her elderly grandparents, they could not live out their golden years because of the granddaughter and the ex-dust bucket boyfriend. They let him in their house, they said, to let him take showers, fed him, feeding the snake. Feeding a snake. But stop and think. How did the snake get access to the family? That's why when you see low vibrational people, oh, we're family, we're friends, you might want to keep your distance. If you want to breathe again. How did he get access to the older people? The granddaughter.
Lauren, their own granddaughter has been arrested, and let's get right out now to Local 10's Samir Nefsi live now with the late breaking update. Samir.
And it's Jalissa Hill now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder, this all in connection to the double homicide of Claudette and Major Melvin. That took place back in March. You can only imagine the shock and frustration this family has to hear their granddaughter is now connected to this double homicide. But we have since learned that investigators have been narrowing in on Hill for quite some time.
You heard that an arrest was made in your grandparents' homicide. Do you have any information?
And did you notice when they were asking her if she had, I guess, asking her for a comment, any information about the arrest, she just shook her head no. No statement about, I'm happy about an arrest. I love them deeply. She's just shaking her head and going about her business in her little blue dress on inside her vehicle. But see, my thing is, sometimes people overlook things. What's the saying? When they show you who they are, might want to believe it. Sometimes you overlook things because of who they are. Oh, it's my family. Who would have thought? And you think about it, it's really sad. This is the granddaughter. I will bet you they sound like good people. I will bet you, look at the times they probably carried her around to the fair. Oh, her birthday. Oh, get her this. Oh, she wants to ride a pony. Can you imagine? You've helped raise this child. This is your grandchild. And the same one you sitting up here loving on and take care of, grow up, be the reason that you stop breathing. Some people are a disease. Friends and family. Again, how did he get access to her? This was her man or ex-man. That's why some people, it makes sense. They want to go ahead and kind of vet, like, who is this? Who you're bringing over? Because no, that's who you're with. That can go ahead and have them talking to you through the window. Where it's like, you know what? Yeah, no need to come over. You can just call and we'll talk on the phone. Why? Because they don't want to deal with dangerous Tyrone. That's the sad part to me to think, wow, these people probably helped raising her, taking her places, giving her birthday gifts, all kind of things. And then you turn around and you look up, she and her man. I just kind of found it strange. You don't have a comment about your grandparents being a suspect being caught. They were brutally murdered in their home. You don't have a comment. I'm glad the person is caught. Well, guess what? I think now we know why. Because she's obviously, she's been arrested too. Makes me assume she's in on it.
Nope. That's
Nope.
Local 10's Sonella Sabovic questioning the now arrested granddaughter, according to
Wow.
sources, Jalissa Hill, who had little to no words for us.
Well, anything that you'd like to say now that there's finally an arrest made in the homicides?
This interview prompted after the arrest of Maurice Newson. He's accused of murdering an elderly Fort Lauderdale couple, Major and Claudette Melvin.
Count 2, murder in the first degree with a firearm.
The 30-year-old linked to the March double murder of the couple in their 80s. They were found shot to death in their home along Southwest 30th Street, their vehicle stolen. The case would go unsolved for months until investigators linked Newson to the stolen car, revealing he sold it for a few $100s.
That's why I was no breaking and entering, no forced entry. They never mentioned forced entry. Someone they knew, him. Sold the car for a few $100s. I'm kind of wondering, does he have a dependency problem? And again, the response of the granddaughter, your grandparents brutally murdered. Not a car accident, y'all. Brutally murdered. Do you have response? Nope. And she's just going on like, oh, I'm just getting my bags in the car and they're asking me, about the price of gas. No, it's about your grandparents. It speaks volumes. Comes across to me as uncaring. But I already knew. I kind of figured out, listen, once they got a hold to Bugaboo over here, once they got a hold of him, which is not his name, I'm just saying it. Once they got a hold of him, and selling that car really sounds crackish to me for a few $100s. I think we all kind of figured out. Once they got a hold of him and put him in that hot seat, it's a matter of time. What they say, his beak is going to speak. This lady here, I was like, well, she is showing no remorse about her grandparents. No remorse at all. They were what? They didn't die in a car accident, people. They were shot, brutally murdered. And can you imagine you sitting in your home, an older couple in their 80s, and you look up a person that you took into your home, let them shower, fed them. That's being nice and civil to them. That's the one who unalives you. I said before, again, people have to realize sometimes you're helping people or people that you know and you don't realize it. Sometimes people are looking in your face and smiling and you think, oh, they're just happy that I'm helping. You don't realize that sometimes you have no idea. That person could be looking at you and thinking one thing, gee, I wish I had what they had. And if they did, they wouldn't help you. And in this case here, it's about the assets, is what I think. The house is obviously paid for. The police ask, who's next in line to inherit the house? And they've obviously caught her in some lies. One time she says this, then it changes up. I'm so glad they stayed on it. Again, some people are diseased. And a disease what spread. So it's sad to say, if the couple had not been around, I'm sorry to say, if they had not had their granddaughter around, and I kind of wonder if she's shown some maybe less desirable traits in the past, they probably still be breathing now. Again, her response to her grandparents, an arrest being made, her response to me was very nonchalant. You would thought you asking her like, oh, is it going to rain today? Nope.
Say now that there's finally an arrest made in the homicides?
This interview prompted
She just shaking her head no. And what she told him, no.
Who had little to no words for us.
Well, anything that you'd like to say now that there's finally an arrest made in the homicides?
An arrest made to the homicide of loved ones. And what the man say, little to no words. Where she said nope. A homicide of your grandparents. You saw the stepson, how that man reacted. Her, nope. Seems mighty cold. Anyway, um, the Dust Bucket Duo, I hope they get a lot of time. They should not come out for the rest of their natural lives. They took 2 lives, so guess what? Repayment? They should serve the rest of their lives, I think, in prison. We will see if there any update when it, when it progresses maybe to the trial. But this here, that to me spoke volumes. No emotion, nope. I asked him, do you have a cigarette? Nope. And we're talking about the lives of your grandparents, who eventually would have left you an inheritance. But baby, that inheritance wasn't coming fast enough. I need a spot for me and my man. This could be on what's that show? For My Man? For My Dusty. Anyway, I am glad that they have done great police work and she has been arrested. Again, it was sounding too fishy from the get-go. Let me know what you all think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. Be alert, be aware. Why? There are too many Dusties and Dustinas out there, people. Love ya.